This
It's
conference
already.
will now be recorded.
Okay. A pleasant morning to everyone joining us today's session. Today we have eminent speaker Dr. Arpana Sharma ma'am and Sneha ma'am, faculty Biosetup Life Sciences. Good morning ma'am. We are honored to have you with us ma'am. On behalf of St. Pius Degree and PG College for Women and Department of Botany and Biotechnology, I, Dr. Anjana Shukla, welcome you all for joining us in the webinar on career guidance in life sciences in collaboration with Biosetup Life Sciences. Career guidance is a comprehensive developmental program designed to assist individuals in making and implementing informed educational and occupational choices. A career guidance program develops an individual's competencies in self-knowledge, educational, occupational exploration, and career planning. Keeping this thought in mind, we Department of Botany and Biotechnology came up with the session that there are plenty of career choices in life sciences that students can choose. This program will help participants to see a variety available academic options that would help them their preferred learning styles and help them to find how they can plan and achieve their educational and occupational goals. So once again, I welcome you all to this webinar on career guidance in life sciences in collaboration with Biosetup Life Sciences, a hub for scientific research and learning. God promises to be fully present and available to us when we seek Him wholeheartedly in prayer. So I invite you all to join us with D. Kirtana of 2nd BTBC to seek God's blessings. Kirtana, over to you.
Let us bow our head and put ourselves in the holiness of God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Loving Heavenly Father, we come to you this hour, asking for your blessing and help us we are gathered together. You have showered us with so much blessings, and your presence continuously remind us of your faithfulness and guidance. We humbly ask you to shower our speakers today of your greatest inspiration so that they may share the most of their knowledge, heart and soul to their respective topics. We may also observe the invaluable knowledge, experiences, and put it into practice what we may learn today. Your infinity blessings would mean the success of this webinar. May we be a living witness of your genuine love to the enactment of the knowledge acquired through this activity. Only you truly know what we are setting out to accomplish today. We have an idea, a vision, hints, and daily instructions. However, only you can see in perfect detail the end of every beginning. May all glory up go to you when we reach the finish line and climbing our benchmarks. In Jesus' precious name I pray. Amen.
Thank you, Kirtana. Now I invite Placement Director of St. Pius X Degree and PG College, Mrs. Udya Lakshmi ma'am, to address the participants. The college not only imparts quality education but also ensures that the student secures the same safety. The goal of training and placement of the ma'am, 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 you will be here. You will be here. From here you read. And campus selection program to ensuring smooth functioning of the placement activity. The cell coordinates to train and prepare the students for the placement. It is initiated with various skill enhancement programs with the motive to ensure the students with required soft skills are prepared. Hard skills and life skills are a part of the placement training which is provided in the college. The cell also believes in industry institute interaction, where the cell some continuously interact with various industry investigations
and provide them suitable seminars, workshops to provide a platform for building the students with professional values from various industries, and thus we can attempt to bridge the gap between theoretical concepts and practical applications with an intent to mold them to be industry ready. The cell has a tie with Telangana Academy of Skill and Knowledge and Intershala for internship and various placement activities. At this juncture, I thank Life Sciences Department to arrange such a wonderful webinar, and I wish you a very good program ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for giving introduction of placement cell present in our college, St. Pius Degree and PG College. We have among us Mrs. Sneha Mahajan, Executive Organizer from BioSetup Life Sciences. I invite you, ma'am, to address the participants. Over to Sneha, ma'am.
A very good morning to all the dignitaries and my dear student participants. I am Ms. Sneha Mahajan, Executive Organizer on behalf of BioSetup Life Sciences. Take this honor to welcome you all for the webinar on career guidance in life sciences. Hope you all are good and safe at your end. Now let me tell you about BioSetup Life Sciences. It's a hub of scientific research and learning. We are ISO certified and MSME registered under Government of India. We have eminent and experienced group of faculty members. We run CSIR classes for life sciences, IIT JAM, GATE, ICMR, and also guide students for different competitive exams related to life sciences. We do conduct webinars, workshops, internships, and e-training programs. We believe in molding and nurturing the budding minds and giving them wings to pursue their dreams and achieve their goals. We are also glad to inform you that we are going to conduct a winter e-training program on the topic Animal Cell Culture Technology from 15th of January to 15th of February to 25th of February by Dr. Arpana Sharma ma'am. So I humbly request you all to please join with us. Last but not the least, I would like to thank Dr. Padmalata ma'am and the principal of St. Pius X Degree and PG College for Women for having faith in us and giving us this wonderful opportunity to collaborate and conduct this webinar on career guidance in life sciences. As we all are aware, we have been facing difficult times during the ongoing pandemic since a year, but we believe in not stopping and giving quality education to the budding minds through online platform. As we all know, education is a lifelong journey. We meet as passengers to various moods to fuel a positive thought process. You must have also heard the empty rake make no noise. So it's important to keep filling a bucket of knowledge through any source available. Keeping this in mind, I would now like to welcome our today's speaker, Dr. Arpana ma'am. About ma'am's introduction. She has a research expertise in cancer biology, molecular biology, and cell biology. Ma'am has done her MSc in biotechnology, MPhil, and PhD in life sciences. Ma'am has qualified CSIR NET with JRF with All India ranking 13. Apart from this, ma'am has cleared CSIR NET lecturership thrice, SRF, GATE, GSET examination. Ma'am is also selected for visiting research associate in Colorado University, USA. Ma'am has worked as an assistant professor in biotechnology. Presently, ma'am is working as a faculty member for BioSetup Life Sciences. So now I humbly request you, ma'am, to kindly proceed and grace the participants. Over to you, Arpana ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Sneha. Thank you for that kind welcome. So, I'm audible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am. You're audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good morning, all dignitaries, faculty members, and all my dear friends, students. From BioSetup, I, Arpana Sharma, take this opportunity as a resource person to give a webinar on the topic Career Guidance in Life Sciences, which is organized by BioSetup Life Sciences in collaboration with St. Pius Degree and PG Courses for Women. So, I'll start with a very famous quote of Abraham Lincoln: the best way to predict the future is to create it. Now, why I'm telling this? Because the BSc or MSc courses, what you are doing might or might not be of own choices, because there are so many societal pressures or family pressures, something like that. So what is the best way now is to strategically plan and decide your career, because now you are well informed and now you can make a very brilliant step. So most of the students are confused about the type of the career to choose to get the best results in the future. Even you cannot change your career options later. So often we are getting queries from many students completing their graduation, post-graduation, asking what next, what they should do, what they should take to proceed ahead in their career. So we BioSetup are here to answer some of your questions, like what are the entrance exams, what are the job opportunities, and so many questions. So to begin with, because this is a career counseling for life science students, so first we should know that exactly what does life science means. So it is the origin of life, air, water, and the atmosphere in a miraculous mystery that is unfolded through science. The scientific study of living organisms related to their origin, evolution, and biological traits is the life sciences. And in this era of scientific research and advancement, this field has emerged as an excellent career opportunity. To have a quest to discover about living beings and unravel the biological and scientific reasons behind them, then choose life science as your career. Who knows, might your knowledge, research, and discovery can someday give society a remedy to cure some incurable phenomena. So if I talk about the subjects which are offered by the life sciences offers a multiple range of subjects. Okay, it is some basic life sciences courses and various applied courses also. So to name a few, here are some of the courses like biotechnology, biochemistry, botany, zoology, microbiology, ecology, genetics, bioengineering, and biomaterials. Now, some of the other courses may be like neurosciences, cell biology, molecular biology, or bioelectronics, in which we are making the implants or the sensors like that, or tissue engineering. So all these are comprising life sciences courses. And as a student of life science, you can opt for any of the courses after your graduation or after your post graduation to take a wise step for your career. So students who are passionate about any of these subjects can develop a great career in life sciences. So if I talk about the postgraduate courses, because here we are targeting the last year students of graduation and post-graduation. So life science students have ample options after finishing their basic graduation. They can both choose a job or can decide on for advanced studies. The undergraduate students in life sciences, after successfully completing their graduation, can opt for higher studies like Master of Sciences. The most significant of them includes the evolution, cell theory, genetics in Master in Life Sciences programs. For obtaining the post-graduation in life science, students looking for higher studies should appear for the entrance exams conducted by various universities and reputed institutes to complete their course effectively. The candidates who plan for their higher studies should begin their preparation for the entrance examination exactly from their degree level itself. The choice after completion of graduation in life science course is to track a master in the specialized study area. It can be a regular PG program or a PG diploma course, depending upon the organization which you are interested to join. The most popular life sciences subjects for post-graduation are biology, botany, zoology, nursing, genetics, animal sciences, anatomy, ecosystem, oceanography, and many more. Such programs offer opportunities in higher education and research and development institutes. Recent advancement in the scientific field have paved the way to growth in the life science tremendously. Many new subjects have emerged that have better job opportunities like microbiology, biotechnology, bioinformatics, horticulture, clinical psychology, genetic engineering, endocrinology, and nanotechnology. So, how do I get started? In order to achieve your dream of landing a job in one of many life sciences fields, you first must obtain a degree that is relevant to your career choice. A bachelor's degree in life sciences, generally it is just a basis for your higher studies, such as MSc or MPhil or PhD. Okay, it can lead to career prospects in education, research, or industries. Those who wish to pursue higher studies can get into master degree. So here is a list of the popular courses, opportunities which is suitable for the life sciences students. Like they can go for the zoology, plant biology and biotechnology, medical genetics and genomics, statistics, aquaculture and fisheries, microbiology, developmental biology, biochemistry, bioinformatics, industrial microbiology, biodiversity and conservation, medical radiology, genomics and proteomics, dairy sciences, MTech in genetic engineering, biotechnology, environmental sciences, MTech in marine sciences, MSc in food technology, molecular biology, nanosciences, forensic sciences, endocrinology, and so many. So you have an option to opt for any of these courses after your graduation. Suppose you are doing a life science course or a biotechnology course. By clearing some of the entrance examination, you can choose any of these courses. So you have a choice. That you can change your subject, okay, after doing your BSc, after giving a proper entrance examination. So when we are coming to this entrance examination, which you can give after your graduation, that is if you are in your third year of your BSc degree. Okay, so these are your entrance examinations which you should opt if you want to get admissions in very good institutes. Okay, because some of the students who are in BSc degree and suppose they want to continue their career in the research only and they don't opt not to change their basic study. So for them, for the higher studies and for the research later on, students should appear for this entrance examinations. Okay, and these are some of the popular entrance examination which is conducted by reputed institutions. So talking about JAM, JAM is Joint Admission Test for MSc, and here admission is in MSc or PhD or a integrated course which is offered by so many IITs, IISCs, NITs and ICERs and other reputed colleges. Next, when you're talking about TFIR, it is Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, which is giving admissions to the PG sciences, that is in the post-graduation degree, and also integrated MSc and PhD degrees. Now, this TFIR, it is located in Bangalore, so you can give this exam if you want to be near your home. Then the next is your JNU entrance exam, which is conducted for admissions in UG and PG. and they take the students under the Junior Research Fellow, that is JRF, and they also pay you the fellowship. After you are entering into JNU, by clearing this JNU EE exam, you are given a fellowship. Now, there are various schools in which the qualified students can get admissions. Like in JNU, there is School of Life Sciences, School of Biotechnology, Center for Nanosciences, School of Environmental Sciences, and others. Next is your NEST. NEST is National Entrance Screening Test, which is seeking admission to National Institute of Science, Education and Research, that is NICER. Okay, NICER is a very reputed organization located in Bhubaneswar, and also by clearing NEST, you can get an admission in University of Mumbai, that is coming under the Department of Atomic Energy, that is BARC, okay, Bhabha Atomic Research Center. The next is very, very important for the botany students, okay. Every botany student should aim to clear this exam, which is called as ICAR-AIEEA, that is agriculture. It is very famous for agriculture, for the students who want to do research in agriculture. Now, this ICAR, that is Indian Council of Agricultural Research, is an autonomous body, and the entrance exam to get into the ICAR institutions is this only. And there are many institutions, deemed universities, which is present in Hyderabad, Maharashtra. So you can opt for this course, okay, if you are a very dedicated botanist student. Then if I'm talking about aims, suppose you were having a dream to become a medical student, okay, but now since you are in graduation, so it might not be possible, but that is not true. By opting to this exam, that is AIMS MSc entrance exam, it is for those students who are interested in studying the human body and scientific devices, medical schools, that are their ultimate destination. They should give this AIMS exam. Now, AIMS, it is conducting its own medical entrance exam, and it is giving the students various other degrees, which is not given by the institutes or the universities present in India, like in anatomy or reproductive biology or regenerative medicines. If you are interested to do those types of courses or the nursing courses, you can opt for this AIMS MSc entrance exam. Then if suppose you want to do a course on bioinformatics, but you don't want to study bioinformatics for whole 3 years, or you don't want to take bioinformatics for your post graduation, so there is a very important certification course called as the Bioinformatics National Certification, which is recognized by the government, and it is a certification program for both graduate students and postgraduate students, for recognizing their exceptional bioinformatics knowledge and skills to improve their employment opportunities. Okay, currently this field of bioinformatics, it is very growing because it needs trained manpower in bioinformatics and in IT professionals. So it is a lifetime certificate course to facilitate the industries and to recruit the bioinformatic professionals into the industries and also into the this academic sectors. One more thing is that after clearing this exam, Bioinformatics National Certification course, you are getting fellowship also. Okay, so this is also one of the very good exams if you want to change your career from the core biology to some statistical knowledge. And this statistical knowledge is very important when it comes to the research analysis. Then a very famous exam is your GATE. Everyone might be knowing this. Okay, this GATE is like the entry to all the IITs. Mostly this GATE is done for the MTech students, but never mind, BSc students can also apply. after clearing their GATE exams, they are absorbed as junior research fellow into all these IIT institutes, and they are offering both the courses, the master's and the doctoral program. Plus, they are giving you a very handsome amount of fellowship also. Okay, so these are all the important entrance exams which you should give if you are in your third degree of graduation, if you are in your third degree of BSc. Okay, some of the entrance exams which are conducted privately by the private institutes or the state universities, like the Andhra University Common Entrance Test, Manipal University Entrance Test, Acharya Nagarjuna University Postgraduate Common Entrance Test, Osmania University Entrance Test, and Cochin University of Science and Technology Common Admission Test. So if you want to give any of these exams, you have to go to their particular site. You have to go to the particular site of each of the university, and then you have to look when the exams is conducted, when the forms are out, so that you can fill up the form. These exams, now these are very they are advertised like on every site, so getting information for these exams is not that difficult. But if you are aiming to go into some state universities or something like that, you have to be very particular and you have to mark that university so that you can have a like you are checking that university now and then when the entrance exam is going to take place. Now, the very next question is that after doing all these courses, the BSc courses or the MSc courses, suppose if you don't want to go into the research field, okay, after BSc, if you want to do some job, or after MSc, you want to do some job and you don't want to go into the higher studies. So what are the employment areas which is given by this life sciences courses? So you can go into the agricultural field, animal care, bioinformatics, biotechnology, beverage industries, environmental protection agencies, food processing industries, health clubs, laboratories, chemical industries, disease control, ecological modeling, health sectors, university and colleges as a science teacher, biomedical engineers, medicine and pharmaceutical industries, biophysicists, molecular biologists, medicine and pharmaceutical industries, in many solar parks, and in the pollution control board. So if I talk, if I have given you some of the knowledge of this entrance exams conducting after the graduation, so you should know that for the postgraduate students who are in their MSc final year, that is in the third semester and in their fourth semester, they should also give some of the very important entrance exams which is conducted by the government of India and various institutes if you want to do research. Okay, if you want to get a career as a doctorate, or if you want to do PhD, then you should know that what are the entrance examinations, what are the competitive exams you have to clear after your post graduation. Okay, after your post graduation. So here are some of the information for the entrance test and in which month they are held. So the very first is your CSIR NET exam, very, very important. The second is the NCBS exam. The third is your DBT. The next is your PFR. The next is ICMR, NIMHANS exam, JNU PhD entrance, GATE exam, Manipal University exam, NIPER PhD entrance exam. Now these exams, now they are separate universities exam which is conducted just for this particular university. If suppose you are clearing CSIR, DBT, ICMR, GATE, then these are the entrance exams which are widely accepted. Okay, many institutes which are placed in India, they will take you if you are clearing these exams. But suppose if you are clearing NCBS, then it is specially for the this NCBS institute only. Okay, so you should decide. If suppose you have a particular specification that I have to go to NCBS or I have to go to NIMHANS, then you have to opt for only these exams. But suppose if there is a lot of disturbance. Okay, thank you.
Pragati, Pragati, it's a humble request. Please mute your mic. Pragati.
Okay, so so you should know that which exam you are opting for. One very important thing is that all the exams which are listed here, all the exams which are which are targeting you to get a research career in PhD, all these exams have a very similar type of syllabus to the CSIR net. So the CSIR net is like mother of all the examination. If you are preparing for the CSIR net, all these exams will be cleared. Okay, all the entrance examinations are making or are preparing the question papers on the syllabus which is given in the CSIR UGC net. So my advice to all the students is that please prepare for this CSIR net and then go for any of the exams. There will be a slight modification. Suppose if you are going for GATE, then in GATE, there are two types of exams for life science students and for biotechnology students. So some mathematical questions are also asked, but rest of that, after rest of the things are the same as the questions which are asked in the CSIR UGC net. And all these, if you take TFR, ICMR, JNU, all these are on the same pattern as of the CSIR UGC net. So National Brain Research Center, this is also a very good institute if you want to work on brain tumors. BITS Pilani, it is also a very good institute if you want to have like engineering, if you want to do some biotissue engineering or want to create some biomedical devices, you can go to this BITS Pilani. AIMS, I have told about this. Then IISc, NDIR, Atomic Research Center. Now, this is one of the very important exams which you should give, because after giving this exam, it is like you are absorbed in BARC as a scientist, as a scientist A position. Okay, so just after clearing this exam, you are like employed. You are paid and you are studying also. So both the things are happening simultaneously. So this Bhabha Atomic Research Center exam is also very important. Then Indian Agricultural Research Institute exam, ICER exam, Indian Institute Technology Guwahati exam, Indian School of Mines, which is specially only if you are interested in doing research in environmental science, then you can go in this Indian School of Mines. Then Indian Veterinary Research Institute, BINC, I have already told you. And one very different exam is your Indian Forest Services exam. If you are a botany student, a zoology student, a physics, chemistry, or a microbiology student, you can give this Indian Foreign Services exam, which is conducted by UPSC, that is Union Public Service Commission, and your State Public Service Commission. So it is like a job which can take you into the administrative positions also, and that also in a very good rank. So after doing your MSc or BSc, you can prepare for this IFS exam. Okay, and after doing this IFS exam, you can become a IS officer, an IFS officer. Fine. So if I talk about some of the good research, it's not like that only this list is the good research institutes, but these are the ones which are very commonly being told by the students. And it is like many of the students, they want to take admissions into these institutes. So I'm giving you a small briefing of these institutes. There are a lot of institutes. I'll tell you in my forward slides that what are the institutes. But if I talk, suppose this one, Indian Institute of Sciences, which is present in Bengaluru. So if you want to work in structure biology or in DNA repair, neurosciences, oncology, immunology, reproductive biology, this is the best place to work with. Okay, and ISC exams are already being conducted. It is specially for getting admissions into ISC, and they are a very good institute if you want to do MSc and PhD both. They have their accommodation facilities also, and the products which are coming after ISc, they are getting a very high paid salaries. The next is your Tata Institute of Fundamental Research. It is an ideal place for the scholars who are looking for internationally recognized research facilities and opportunities to work abroad. So it opens the door directly to work as a scientist in Bhabha Atomic Research Center, because both of them are in collaboration. Okay, TIFR and BARC, they work in collaboration. Then comes your Jawaharlal Nehru Center for Advanced Scientific Research, which is also located in Bengaluru. So this institute, it is working on a multidisciplinary research approach. And if you want to work as a molecular biologist or a genetics, or if you want to do work in the neurosciences or in the evolutionary sciences, this is the place which you have to target. Then is your National Institute of Science, Education and Research, that is NISER, which is present in Odisha. So this NISER, it is affiliated to Homi Bhabha National Institute, and here a very different kind of research methodology is taking place. Suppose if you are a botanist and if you want to study the host pathogen interactions of the plants or some pathogen biology, or if you want to work with cellular and molecular biology, you can opt for this NISER Institute. The next is your ISER, that is Indian Institute of Science, Education and Research. There are 7 important branches of this ISER located in Bhopal, Pune, Berhampur, Mohali, Kolkata, Tirupati and Tiruvananthapuram. So here this ISER and the 7 institutes are working on the interdisciplinary sciences, and they have done a breakthrough research like on in the fields of neurology, cell biology and plant developmental biology. So if you are a botanist, you can go to this institute, that is ISER. Then is your National Center for Cell Sciences, that is NCCS, which is present in Pune, and this institute is providing a valuable services for the animal repository. Suppose if you are doing some work on the animal cell culture, this is the place from where you will get your cell lines. Okay, you have to ask the cell lines from NCCS and they will deliver you the cell line. So this is the place if you want to do your research in stem cells, genomics, proteomics, this is the right place. Then comes your CCMB, a very, very reputed institute which is present in Hyderabad, that is Center for Cellular and Molecular Biology. From the name only, you can suggest that if you want to do work in cellular and molecular biology, Hyderabad Institute, this CCMB is a prominent one for you. Okay, and it is conducting research in various branches: genetics, computational biology, infectious diseases, molecular biology. If you are interested to work on these topics, you can go to CCMB. Then this CSIR Institute of Genomics and Integrative Biology, that is IGIB, there are various CSIR institute, but why I have chosen this IGIB? Because this is one of the center which is working on rare genetic diseases. Okay, the rare genetic diseases which are not commonly found in the Indian population. On those diseases, this CSIR IGIB is working. And also it has started a program, the first one, like it has launched a program called as the Guardian, which is genomics for understanding the rare diseases. So if you have a keen knowledge to know about some of the rare diseases like the Alzheimer's or the Parkinson's, you can go and work here. The last one is your Indian Agriculture Research Institute. It is very famous for the basic and the applied research. Plus, as a botanist, I think this is your place, okay? Because it is very important place where commercially available high yielding crops are also generated. And IARI is like is the one place where you can do a hell lot of research if you are a core botanist. So if I talk about the other institutes, there are a list of the institutes of like AIMS institutes. You can see they are present in New Delhi, Bhopal, Bhubaneswar, Jodhpur, Patna, Raipur, Rishikesh. Now, why I'm giving this list? Because it is like all over India, all the institutes are distributed. So according to your choice, you can go and opt for an institute. Plus according to your interest. These are all the DBT institutes. If I talk about sites south, see there Hyderabad Center for DNA fingerprinting and DNA diagnostic. It is a very reputed institute. Then one more is there, that is National Institute of Animal Biotechnology. This is mainly for biotechnology students and the zoology students. Then this is Rajiv Gandhi Center for Biotechnology, Thiruvananthapuram. This is also very important institute if you want to work with genomics and proteomics. Fine. Then these are all the CSIR institute. If suppose you are clearing your CSIR net and you are getting a fellowship, that is you are awarded a junior research fellowship, all these institutes will take you. Okay, all these institutes are open for you. And according to the research requirements or what is your research interest, you can opt for the institutes. Only what you have to wait for, you have to wait for the vacancies. Suppose you want to work with this Central Food Technological Research Institute, Mysore. So if suppose there is a project under some doctor or under some scientist, so they will publish that they require a JRF or a project assistant. So at that time you have to apply, and there will be a short interview. They will ask you the research interest and everything, and then they will take you. So these are the institutes which you will get through if you are clearing your CSIR net. These are the DST institutes. These DST institutes will cater all the students who are clearing CSIR net or who are clearing DBT or who are clearing this TIF, not TFI, DBT and this DST exams. Okay, so you can go to any of these institutes. So there are a variety of options for the life science students. The only thing is that you have to decide which institute you want to go and what is the exam you have to clear for going in that institute, and on what basis you will decide the institute, on the basis of your research career. Okay, on what which is your subject which you are interested to study, or what in further future what you want to take as a research career. So on that basis you will decide the universities. These are all the list of the Indian institutes which are present. That is, after clearing your gate, you can get entry into any of these IITs. And IITs is a place, after you are entering there, directly you are landing in abroad only. Okay, they are having a very high price, and they are a valued product in the market. So, if I talk about some of the job opportunities which you can do after this life sciences, what are the tags which you will get after doing life sciences? Like after doing PhD, you get a tag of doctor. But suppose if you are, if you have decided that you will be doing job after completing your graduation or after completing your post graduation or after your PhD, so what kind of tags, what kind of positions you will get, the designations? The one is your biomedical scientist. Now these biomedical scientists, they examine these medical samples like the blood and the tissue, and they help the doctors to diagnose and treat the diseases. So they use their knowledge and test results to advise and support the doctors and other medical staff. Biomedical scientists need an in-depth knowledge of areas such as pathology, anatomy, and physiology. So mostly the students of microbiology or animal biotechnology or zoology, they can opt for this biomedical scientist. A biotechnologist can be like any of the, it is a very common term, a biotechnologist, because it is an applied sciences, the science of living things with technology. So they can research and develop the use of biology to solve the problems in areas such as the healthcare, the pharmaceutical, chemical industries, agriculture, food production, environment production. Like suppose if I talk about the BT cotton, BT brinjal, so they are done by the biotechnologist only. The botany and the biotechnology both are working in the field of the agriculture. If I talk about pharmaceutical, the thing which has been disrupting all the world today is the coronavirus. So this pharmaceutical, this coronavirus vaccine, that is made by these biotechnologists. Okay, so if I talk about this biochemists are the one who study the chemistry of life. They investigate the life's process and the level of molecules using their knowledge to identify and solve the biological problems. So they research and develop new products and processes to benefit a wide range of areas, including your food processing, pharmaceuticals, healthcare, and agriculture. Now, why I am telling you this? These are a kind of job description. But why I am telling you this? Because this will help you to analyze whether you are interested to become this. Okay, whether you want this designation or not. Suppose the next is your computational biologist. Now this computational one, it is very important if you are in a research field, okay, because it involves the development and application of the data, analytical and theoretical methods, mathematical modelings, computational simulations, techniques to study the biological, behavioral and social systems. So if you are suppose if you are taking bioinformatics, you can become a computational biologist. A microbiologist, very common. A microbiologist study the biology and the chemistry, and they apply it to solve the problem in the areas like the agriculture, food production, water industry, medicine, pharmaceuticals, and to manage and protect the environment. So microbiologists are a very common one, and they are very easily absorbed by many of the industries. Okay, I'll give you the list. Then is your clinical research associate. Clinical research associate organize and run the trials to test the safety of the new medicines and to see if they work well. They choose and set up the sites where tests take place, supervise the trials, and monitor the quality of data from the trials. Suppose a drug has come into the market, but before coming into the market, that drug has to undergo various trials. Okay, so this work of the clinical research associate is that they have to do this multiple clinical trials and they have to document all the results, and after they are signing, after their analysis only, a drug which is a novel one will be coming and circulating into the market. Okay, because they are the ones who will decide the safety of the medicines. If you want to become an industrial pharmacist, they are involved in the discovery and development of the safe, effective drugs and medicine. So suppose if you are interested in doing drug discovery, you can go into bioinformatics, because bioinformatics is one of the field which is using the dry lab phenomena. It is helping in the new drug discoveries. So you can become an industrial pharmacist, and they can work at any stage of the process, including the research, development, clinical trials, overseeing production, quality testing, marketing, and applying all the drugs which are legally registered. What is a research assistant? Most of the BSc and the MSc students, their first designation is this research assistant only, because they are taken into the projects which is under the government, or some doctor has, or some doctor or some some doctor have passed that project from many various funding institute. So they need workers to work on those projects. So for graduates, it is the research assistant position. So research assistant is a research employed often on a temporary contract by a university or a research institute for the purpose of assisting in academic research. Research assistants are not independent and not directly responsible for the outcome of the research, and they are responsible to a supervisor or a principal investigator. What I was telling you, the doctor who under whom the project has been passed. So if you want to become a bioinformatician, you can pass that BINC exam, and it is an interdisciplinary field that develops methods and software tools for understanding the biological data. As an interdisciplinary field of science, bioinformatics combines computer science, statistics, mathematics, and engineering to study and process all the biological data. So if you are having a huge bulk of data, the work of bioinformatician is that they will reconcile all those data, and they will make a very beautiful graph which is very easy to analyze. So that is the work of a bioinformatician. Research scientist, I already told you. Junior research fellow. So after completing your CSIR net, if you are qualified for a junior research fellow, this is a position which is like a 1 degree ahead of this research scientist. Okay. So junior research fellows, they are conducting the research, performing the research related developmental activities, publishing the novel scientific work and its result. So junior research fellows, sometimes they are working independently also. They are creating their own projects because they are getting the fellowships, and so they can publish their novel scientific work. Okay. And after clearing your JRF, you are promoted to SRF, that is your senior research fellow. Then you can become an educator. Like after your MSc degree, you can opt for becoming a teacher, right? However, at present, for the some candidates, they need to pursue the B.Ed degree, because many institutes now they are asking for MSc B.Ed or BSc B.Ed, and after doing that B.Ed course only, you are taken as a teacher. But definitely after your MSc degree, and if you are cleared your CSIR net, not necessarily that you have cleared JRF, but if you have cleared your lectureship also, you can become an assistant professor in all the universities which are coming under UGC. You can become a food and drug inspector. The foremost job of the food and drug inspector is to make sure that products are safe for consumption by the humans. A food and drug inspector is also known as the quality control inspector. And for this food and drug inspector, there is a separate exam which is conducted state-wise. Plus, at the national level also, UPSC also conducts exam for this food and drug, and different states also conduct this food and drug inspector exam. So if you are a microbiologist or if you have studied chemistry, so you can opt for this food and drug inspector, and you have to keep an eye on the advertisements which are coming for this exam. After clearing this exam, directly you will be posted as a food and drug inspector. So what are the top national and international recruiters? Now there is a whole lot of list. Okay, I cannot include all of those, but the very famous one I have included. So life science is an expanding field in the present era of the scientific boom. Biotechnology, innovations in medical sciences, and genetic engineering are the leading branches in the life sciences. Several research institutes and companies have set up which require the higher qualified intellectuals in their field. So can you see these are the global one, Johnson and Johnson, which are taking microbiologists, Allergen, Novo, Roche, Bio for biotechnology, Celgene, Pfizer. These are all the global multinational companies. Okay. And in India, if you talk about Piramal, Nusividu, then Reliance Life Sciences, Panacea Biotech, Biocon, Syngene, Indian Immunological. You can go after your graduation and post-graduation. If you don't want to go into research or into academics, you can directly go into the industries. Okay, directly you can be taken into these industries, and these industries are very keen, are very happy to take the graduates and the postgraduates, because these students are full of enthusiasm and valor, so they can work a lot. So suppose if I talk about after doing all these things, suppose if you dream to go abroad, okay, there is a dream that you want to study abroad. So it can be like you can go after PhD, or you can go after post graduation. My suggestion is that don't go after graduation, but definitely after post graduation you can go, because after post graduation you can avail a variety of fellowships which are provided by the foreign universities also, and in the collaboration of Indian and foreign universities. And after PhD, you can apply for the postdocs and you can go abroad and work, and you get a very nice amount of money, a good salary, which we cannot expect in India. So if I talk that is it necessary to do a postdoc or PhD abroad? So very sincerely, if I tell, actually they are more professional. Okay, and you get a opportunity, okay, where there is a hell lot of exposure for you. So if you get a chance, you should go abroad and work. So how you will apply if you want to go abroad? So the first thing is that you have to select the countries, okay, the countries where you want to work. UK, US, or European countries, or Australia, where you want to work. Next thing is that how much liquidity you have. That means the financial assistance, because after your visa is processed, during your visa processing, this is one of the important factor which is seen, and it is the important thing which will decide that your visa will be accepted or rejected. So you should have a good amount of money if you are going after graduation or after post graduation in some self finance courses. But suppose if you are going to a postdoc where you are given salary, or suppose if you are availing some fellowships and then you are moving abroad, there is like 0.001% chance that your visa will be rejected. And so it is better that you complete your PhD here or get a fellowship and then go abroad. So suppose if you want to go abroad after your post graduation or your graduation, you have to qualify this GRE, TOEFL, and IELTS according to the country. Okay, because English proficiency is very important if you want to go abroad. You should have some research experience and you should have published at least one research article, suppose from your MSc dissertation. And this criteria is not that important, but some of the universities, very established one like Stanford or Oxford, they ask for this. But others, they will manage. If you have a very good research experience only, they will manage with that. You have to get recommendation letters. It is very, very important to get recommendation letters from at least 3 of the professors who know you by your work. Okay. Then, as I told you, that you have to apply for the fellowships, which are given by the overseas universities also, and India also. And very important, suppose you don't know that how to apply, what to do, from where to start, it is important that you go to a consultant, okay, because they will manage your everything, your visa, your passport, your all documents, where to apply, how to apply, your recommendation letters, your everything, every document will be managed by those consultants. Okay, so if you want to go abroad, start thinking today only, because it's the time. But my suggestion is that after your after your post graduation and after your PhD, that should be the right step to go abroad. Okay, now as BioSetup, what BioSetup offers to the students, okay, because I have given you a wide range of all the things and everything which a career counselor can give you, and what are the different avenues you can go and you can start a new career. So in this, how we can help you, okay, so what BioSetup offers to the students, we are already, Sneha has explained this, but I'll give you a short introduction also on this. So we have conducted the CSIR net classes. First batch is already over, and we have started our second batch, and we are successfully running our second batch. So we are conducting regular lectures on everyday basis for 1 or 2 hours, and we are having a very good faculties, plus we are covering the whole syllabus of your CSIR net. And as I told you, this CSIR net is like a mother for all the examination. So if you are clearing this CSIR net, it is like you are clearing all the 50 examinations, all the 50 entrance examination which I have listed. So already our lectures have started, but if you are joining, we will conduct the lectures again for you. And we are solving the question answer session. We are having this question answer sessions. Then we have doubt clearing sessions also. And it is like you can study at your own pace, because we are sending you all the recorded videos, we are giving you the notes, we are providing you the PPTs. So suppose you missed today's lecture, so anytime, any day, you can get back to the videos and you can hear what was the lecture, and those videos and PPTs will be like with you for lifetime. So suppose if you have not cleared net this time also, so you have all the things prepared for you for the next time. Okay, so you can join with us in our this net JRF preparation, and it is like we believe that we can properly guide you, and it is genius is within you. The only thing is that you have to choose the right place where you can start your career. Already Sneha has told us that we have organized successfully so many workshops. Then we have done so many webinars, we have done so many certification courses, and all of them have been successfully carried out. So the next one which is coming is this animal cell culture technology. It is a winter e-training courses, and we will be providing you the certificates also. This is a 10-day course which will be comprising of all the lectures. We have provided a syllabus for that. If you want, the brochures will be circulated among you. Then there is a syllabus, video tutorials will be given, and a small questionnaire session will also be there. So if you wish, you can join in this winter e-training courses. So I would like to end with a quote that all our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. Okay. And I would like to thank on behalf of BioSetup for giving us this opportunity to interact with the students and to explain our vision and mission. I hope to have a positive collaboration with the prestigious institute in near future. Thank you, and I'm open for the questions if you have any.
Thank you, Asna ma'am. That was indeed motivating and extremely informative session. Participants, if you have any query, you can unmute yourself and ask, or you can just put in the chat box. Sneha ma'am, chat box is open for participants.
Yes, it is open.
Yes, ma'am. They
Yeah.
can use the chat box.
Participants, if you
Yes.
have any query, you can write there.
Dear students, I hope you enjoyed the session. If you are having any queries, you can unmute yourself and you can ask the question.
Yes, ma'am, I have one query.
Yeah, Deepali, yes, you can.
Yes, ma'am, if
Others,
I done
please
graduation,
mute. 1 minute, Deepali. Others, please mute. Deepali, you unmute and you can ask your question. Others, if anyone is ready, please put your question in the chat box or you can unmute yourself and you can ask the question. Yes, Deepali, you can
ma'am,
proceed.
yes, ma'am, I have query. If I done graduation in microbiology, so can I go for medical courses?
For medical courses you are talking, you can go for
Yes,
BSc nursing. You can go for BSc nursing courses. Just you have to clear the AIMS exam, the AIMS MSc entrance test. You can go for medical courses. And also suppose if you want to go for this MBBS and everything, there is an opportunity now also. You can go for that. But this BSc will be just an add-on degree for you. Okay, there is a
yes.
question by Priya. I'll just answer that. Are there any exams specific to the field that need to be qualified to pursue PhD abroad? No, there is not such any exams like that. Only the exams are pertaining to English proficiency. That is your GRE, IELTS and TOEFL. You have to clear that. And then it is like for different countries, there are different ways you can approach. Like for US, you have to find the supervisor and you have to share the research experience with him. Suppose if he or she is interested to work with you, so they will call you with a fellowship. They can call you, but you have to clear your GRE. Somewhere they will ask for emailing your CV like in UK or Australia, or somewhere they can ask you some statement of purposes, which is SOP, and your research interest or something like that. But there is no specific exam, only for English proficiency. You have to clear.
Any others? St. Pius students,
Food processing
biotechnology students,
industry.
you can ask any question. If you're having any question, please unmute. If you don't want to unmute, just chat in the chat box with your questions. We'll read out.
Yes, you are talking about food processing industry, na Aishwarya? See, in CSIR, there is a food processing industry. Actually, I don't know exact its name, but from the CSR list, you can see there is a food processing industry there. So you can clear NET, JRF, and you can work with them. Also, with this government of India, there is there is a probability that you can work with them as a inspector. Okay, I told you that how you have to go for that. You have to clear the competitive exam for that. Yes, Bhargavi, there is no issue. If suppose you are interested to do medical research courses after your BSc microbiology, not an issue, not an issue. It's just that you have to start prepare a bit earlier. Okay, you have to start preparing, because medical, you can give AIMS if you don't want to waste this BSc microbiology degree. You can give your AIMS exam. Okay. Can you suggest us the most important net exam we need to apply for after the graduation for MSc? CSIR NET. So the very important exam, Sonali, which you have to apply for is CSIR NET, DBT, TIFR, IISc. You can apply for 4 of these. And why I'm telling you 4? Because there is only one syllabus, that is your CSIR net. Fine. Yes, there are so many quality assurance positions. You can opt for this quality in the microbiology industry. You can like this Johnson's and Johnson's. Then you can opt for the quality insurance in this pharmaceutical industries. You can go for this quality assurance job. After BSc microbiology, you can go for forensics. If you want to go for a government job, you can go for forensics. Dipali, okay, you can go for forensics if you want to have a government job. Plus, microbiology itself can be useful. You can apply for assistant professors. The very, it is like a boon for all the females to become an assistant professor. And microbiology, there are various positions coming in every universities in every state, because microbiology is a government aided course. Okay, for biotechnology it is really a very bit difficult, because not all the institutes are recognizing it, but microbiology is a well recognized course. So you have to clear, but you have to clear your net. If you are talking about BSc microbiology, after BSc microbiology, if you are talking, you can go for MSc microbiology, you clear your net, and then opt for this assistant professor job. Or directly after BSc microbiology, you can opt for MSc forensics, and you can get a job in the government sectors. I think microbiology is good, Arjun. Microbiology is good. If you want to have an exponential growth, microbiology is a good field. But if there is a specific research interest for you other than microbiology, you can opt for is like neurosciences. Neurosciences is also good, but being an Indian, it is good that you go for the courses which are government recognized. So microbiology, you can stick to microbiology, Arjun. Food technology, okay, food technology industries, actually, food technology itself is not a course, I think, but you can go it with microbiology, I suppose. You can for this food technology, you can Indian Institute of Technology Kharagpur is there. Then SRM University is there, which is in Ghaziabad. Then University of Bombay is there. So there are, I think, specialized course for this food technology. Labani Guha. Okay. Um, yes, you can join. Vaishnavi CCMB after BSc Biotechnology, but you will be joining as a project assistant or a research assistant. You will not be directly taken as a JRF, but you will be promoted to JRF. But that will take a longer time. Or till that period, now you will be working as a research assistant only. But yes, definitely you can join CCMB if you have research interest on genomics and proteomics, and if you have a very strong academic background, you can join. But you have to look after the projects which are coming and what are the qualification they are asking for. Mostly it is BSc also they take, but mostly it is after MSc and when they have cleared their CSIR net JRF. Okay, Vaishnavi? Yes, 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 Rutuja. After MSc Environmental Science, you can go for a government job. And environmental science is one of the field which give you ample, ample chances to go into government job. You can go into pollution control board, a very easy job to get. Medical microbiology or applied microbiology, which one is better to pursue for masters? Um, um, See, actually, medical microbiology or applied microbiology, it is like applied means it will be a like industrial microbiology. So both have their plus points and negative points. Okay, medical microbiology, you will be confined to only medical pathologists. So you can work as a pathologist if you are willing to do that, to work in labs. So you can take medical microbiology, or otherwise I think applied microbiology is good, because there will be better options for you. Arjun. Um, yes. Shruti. AIMS provide MSc in biotechnology. See, yes, it is providing not biotechnology course, but yes, MSc and integrated PhD is provided by this AIMS and different colleges. I have shown you there are different colleges which are present in AIMS. So according to that, the syllabus will be present. So, but definitely you can give AIMS if you want to do MSc. Okay, and the syllabus for AIMS is almost it is same as NET. Plus, I have given you the website link. There you can go and download the syllabus. There you can get the previous year question papers also. So you can get an idea how the questions are asked. Okay. Kaushik, Shruti Kaushik. Okay. Um, Dr. Sajita. Okay, you want to prepare for UPSC. Fine. You are in your final year of your undergraduation, but you are confused whether you can manage. If you have a will, there is a way. You can. Okay, after your college, because MSc, it is like you just have to get 60%. 60% is enough to get admissions in all the institutes and to get clear your CSR net. Okay, 60% is the qualification you require to sit in the CSR net exams or other competitive exams. So what you can do is that you have to divide your time, because UPSC, and since you are a botany student, you are telling, so like botany is one of the subjects which is in UPSC. So it is like your optional subject will be prepared with this MSc only. So your optional subject is done. Besides that, there are 4 other subjects, plus there is a pre. Okay. So first you have to target for pre. So if you are starting for the first time, so it is like you give yourself 1.5 years before giving the exam. So you like if you are in MSc and after your college, if you are getting 2-3 hours which is present in your hand, so you can start reading for UPSC. You can start your geography or history, and you can start reading a little bit, a small portions you can start reading. You make a syllabus for yourself and write down that each day what topic you have to cover, and try to cover that topic. Don't write a very big topics, but keep small topics and give yourself time for at least 1.5 years. Okay, Sajita? And you can do it, because botany itself is one of the subject in your optional for UPSC. Okay. Especially for Tamil Nadu, I have to search. Just a second. For microbiology, you are talking. You can become a professor in microbiology. There are various uh, private colleges also, and there may be various industries in specifically in Tamil Nadu. So you can see microbiology is a subject which is having scope from Jammu and Kashmir to Kanyakumari. Okay, microbiology is a very good subject. You have to find out where you want to go. In academics you want to go, or in research you want to go. Okay, Aishwarya? Okay. Now see, MSc Botany na, Mangesh, Subhash. it is actually a core subject. Okay, a core subject. So less opportunities are there in industries after MSc Botany. But yes, after your PhD, you can opt for this industries. But MSc Botany directly in industries, it is not having that much of scope. But yes, you can go into plant tissue culture laboratories. If you are MSc Botany, you can go into the industries which are working in plant tissue culture. Plus, you can clear your IIR exam, that is IIAR, that is specifically for agriculture, and you can move out there after your MSc Botany. That is a very good career. You can have ample opportunities after that. Mangesh. Tanuja is asking, higher study should be must to be in good position. No, no, Tanuja, it is not like that. It is not like that. But the thing is that suppose after your graduation, you have joined an industry at a very small position. So you will take a lot amount of time to go to a higher position. It will take around 7 to 10 years. Okay. But in that 7 to 10 years, what you will get on the other side, you will get a degree. So it's now totally depending on you, whether you are money oriented or whether you are a degree oriented one. But that is not true that higher study should be there for good position. No, it is not true. You can, after your BSc, you can directly go to abroad, and you can, if you can manage out all the extremities present there of English, then culture, everything, if you can manage, you can earn a good amount of money. Tanuja, see this IIT JAM na Khush, it is for going into the IITs. Okay, this is a joint exam which is taken, and this IIT is having 50-50 questions on physics, chemistry, maths, and biology. Okay, Kush. So you have to attempt all these questions, and on the basis of that scoring, you will be given a rank, and on the basis of the rank, you will be after the career counseling, you will be given the IIT college, in which IIT institute you are destined to go. So you have to get a good rank to get into good IIT. Okay, Khush? And IIT JAM is easier than CSIR NET. And if you are preparing for CSIR NET, IIT JAM is like a piece of cake. Fine. But yes, definitely it is having 50 questions of 50 or 25 question, I don't remember. But yes, you have to be multidisciplinary, because you have questions from all the background: physics, chemistry, maths, and biology. Okay, Arjil, my email ID is, I'll write here in the chat box. Anybody wants, they can contact. Okay, Arjil, I've shared it. MSc Medical Biotechnology. Already I told you, medical biotechnology, if you are working, you can go into the pathology labs. Plus, if you want to go into industries, let me think. I think pharma companies are there where you can work in medical biotechnology. So where you are located now, at those places, you can find out some this pathology labs, or the companies, biotech companies, or the pharma companies who are working on diseases. So there, the therapeutics and this prophylactics, the drugs, etc., which are prepared. So there you can be absorbed. Specifically, I cannot tell you the industries or companies. You have to find out according to your location. Avinash. Need to cross major with UG botany. It is difficult to become assistant professor. No. Who told you this, Sajita? No. Botany is a very, very good subject. Botany, if suppose there is a friend of yours in biotechnology and you are a botanist, botanists have seats of around 300 and biotechnology has seats of only 2. So you are at a good position. Okay, Gunjan, see, you have to look for the we are also putting and Biotechnica is also putting, especially you have to go to the countries which you want to opt for abroad, and then you have to find out the fellowship. Like for Germany, it is DART fellowship. So like in for Europe and USA, there are collaborative fellowship. So according to company and according to the universities, the fellowship varies. So you have to specifically research on that. Fine, Gunjan. No fellowship exams you have to give. There is no exam. You have to submit a research proposal majority of the times. And according to the research proposals, the fellowship is given. Okay, Gunjan? Yes, there are so many job opportunities. Palugulla Madhuri, the things which I have told you in my lectures also, you can see when the video is given to you, you can get your answer. What are the job opportunities? Okay, Madhuri? Madhuri, sorry. Rituja, I suppose I have given the answer for this. MSc Environmental Science, how you can apply for PhD abroad. You have to find out the colleges, you have to find out the universities which are specifically working on environmental sciences, and there you can get a list of the professors. So you have to search for the professors also, under whom the supervisors or the principal investigators, under whom you want to work, and there the email IDs are given. You have to mail personally to all those supervisors, and if someone is interested in you, he will reply you back, he or she will reply you back, and in that way you can start your application. Okay, or you can find out a consultancy. Okay, this Avinash wants industries or companies. No, it is not like that, Aishwarya. They are selecting microbiologists and biotechnologists also. Many of my friends are working as QA. So it is not like that. No chemist. Yes, Shivani. There are a lot of job opportunities after BSc Bio. The one which I have given you in the global and the in the local ones, the Indian ones, all those are giving jobs for this BSc microbiology. Yes, I'll answer you. Some of the industries which I can tell you is Novo, then Regeneron Pharmaceuticals, then Alexion Pharmaceuticals, Vertex Pharmaceuticals, Jazz Pharmaceuticals, Insight Corporations, then the medical biotechnology sector, you can go in all the pathology laboratories. You have all the hospitals where you are located, all the hospitals, you can apply there and work as a medical biotechnologist. Okay. Yes, Jacqueline, there are multiple job opportunities. After your MSc Botany, it's little bit difficult to go for forensic sciences, but you have to, if you are really interested to go into forensic sciences, you can repeat your post-graduation in forensic sciences. Okay, because forensic sciences, they, Sasmita, they have some specific pre-requirements. So you have to specifically look for the forensic sciences requirement, and then you can go for this forensic sciences. Plus, there are some diploma courses also which are offered in this forensic sciences. So you can do that also. Okay, Sasmita? Contacts, see, the recommendations is provided by your professors, the teachers under whom you are studying, Aishwarya. Your professor, your principal, your HOD, any of the three recommendation letter can work. Or where you have done your MSc dissertation, anyone's recommendation letter can work. Okay, Aishwarya? You have to give interviews, Madhuri. You have to give interviews. If you are joined with us, BioSetup, every day we are posting like 50 to 70 jobs, and in that, all these companies are covered. So if they are having requirement, you can send your CV, and if you are selected, you will be called for an interview. So please join with us, and you can get the job opportunities on your on your mobile. Okay, because we are posting job opportunities every day, every morning. You will get all the job opportunities which have come. Fine, Madhuri? Yes. Yes, Shivani. MSc Biochemistry is a very good course. If you are undergoing a interdisciplinary, it is very good. You can go for this IISc and JNU exam for your PhD. It is a very good course, Shivani. Yes, diploma courses there for food industries. You can check out in IGNOU, and there is a site on UGC for all the distance courses. Okay, they have given all the universities which are approved by UGC. It is very important that if you are going for any distance education, it is very important that it should be recognized by UGC. Okay, if it is not recognized by UGC, your whole 2 years or 6 months, whatever is the course duration time you have invested, that will go in vain. So it is very important that you select a UGC recognized university, and in that you will get the courses also, which universities recognize and what courses they are offering. So from there you have to select your food technology course. Aishwarya has asked that question. Aishwarya. The same way, Sindhuja, I told you, join with us. You will get the job opportunities every morning on your mobile. There is our Telegram link also. We have WhatsApp groups also. There you can, every day, I think 10 QA QC jobs are posted for microbiology, Sindhuja. MSc Botany, if you want to do, clear IIAR. Divya Darshana. It depends, Darshana. It depends what pressure is given by your professors and how much you are willing to take the pressure. You can divide your day and you can prepare for UPSC, because UPSC is not, it's not just like 1 year job. So you can give time for that, and you can prepare it very wisely, what subjects you have to cover, because after doing your botany, it is very difficult to read history, geography, civics, economics. Okay, these are the basic subjects which you have to know with your UPSC. So read one subject daily, slowly, and if after 1 year, if you think that you are prepared for giving UPSC, go and give the exam. Okay, Divya. You can go into the seed industries, Mangesh. You can go into the plant tissue culture industries, or you can clear IARI and go into the research field after MSc Botany. See, Sneha has given the BioSetup Life Science group link. You can click on the link and you can join. every day job opportunities are posted, and the upcomings which are to be taking place on the bio setup is also posted there. So you will be updated with what is going on. Yes, you can go, but there is a specific exam for FSSAI, Deepali. You have to give that exam because it is coming under central government. So you have to give this specific exam, Deepali. Aishwarya, it is very difficult to select the courses from. I think there are 75 to 80 institutes which have been recognized by UGC. So you have to go on the site and you have to search, Aishwarya, UGC. Okay, UGC, you just go on the UGC distance education and you will get the list. And that is a very beautiful list, which is it is describing everything, that for how many years this university is UGC recognized, then what courses are they offering, for how many years is that course valid. So all those things are given. So you have to go on the UGC site. Just type UGC distance education on Google and you will get. You can shift, Arjun. You can shift, but BSc microbiology, if you're doing, you have to do BSc IT. You have to do BSc IT. Yes, you can do MTech in biotech after BSc microbiology. You can give GATE. After GATE, you are directly entering into MTech, or you can give BARC exam. Both the exams you can give, Arjun. Yes, Samgeeta. JRF is the prerequisite for PhD in many of the central universities, in many of the government recognized universities. If you are clearing your JRF, you will be very easily getting the PhD. Okay, in whatever field you want. Specifically, you have to search FSSAI exam, Deepali. Okay, how you will contact? I'll give you the organizer's phone number. You can contact him directly. Okay. This is the number. On this, you can send a message on WhatsApp and you will be informed about everything.
Thank you, Dr. Arpana ma'am, for patiently clarifying all the doubts. I think participants, you got your answers. Now I will invite Mrs. Sugan Mala, Faculty of Biotechnology, to propose a vote of thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Anjana Shukla. A warm welcome to everyone. Good morning. But firstly, thank my dear principal, Sister Velankani Kumari, who gave us permission to organize this seminar or webinar, and our placement director, Mrs. Udaya Lakshmi, who has given the insights of the various activities through placements which is going on in our college, and my dear HOD ma'am, Dr. P. Padmalata ma'am, who has organized this webinar, and my dear colleague, Dr. Anjana Shukla, Department of Botany, for taking part of this program. And I purposely thank the career guidance, BioSetup Life Sciences, a hub of scientific research and learning, which is having a MSME and ISO registered certified institute to give this webinar. It was really indeed beautiful session, and I thank Sneha Mahajan, executive organizer for this program, and Arpana Sharma, faculty of Biosetup Life Sciences. Thank you very much, ma'am, for the insights of this higher education and the PG courses and whatever various entrance exams which is conducted by various research institutes like DBT, CSIR, DST, IIT, all these, and you have given the entrance test, national-wide entrance test information, and when the exam is going to be conducted, the months and their website in a detailed manner. It was really, indeed, we are happy to have you with us amongst us today. You have given from basic to the excellent till PhD, and later how you to get the job, everything, job opportunities, starting from the assistant professor to the food and drug inspector as well, and added information of the recruiters as well. Thank you so much, ma'am, and it's nice being so helpful in answering each and all the questions, queries which they asked the patient. Thank you so much. We are expecting for further collaboration with you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And last but not the least, thank you, my dear students who have taken part and the participants from other colleges as well. Thank you for your participation. We are expecting you people for the next further webinars. Have a good day. Thank you, Anandal.
Excuse me, ma'am. A humble request to all the participants. I have shared today's feedback link. So it's a request to please fill the feedback link and then leave the meeting. And also I have shared the link for the WhatsApp group for the daily job updates and related to life sciences, whatever advertisement or whatever recruitment is going to be held or whatever upcoming daily jobs are going to be there, we will be updating in those groups. So it's a kindly request, if you're interested, please do log in with that link which we have provided to you and join the group. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Neha ma'am. Thank you so much. Yeah, already we have most of our students have joined in your WhatsApp group as well, and we will make sure that they will be filling the feedback form. Thank you so much.
Yeah, one more query. Students were asking, are we going to get the recording of the session? Yes, after the session is over, like after 1 or 2 hours, we will be sending you the link of the recorded session for today's workshop, today's webinar. Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am.
There is that just